Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught me this truth. Peace, blessings, salutations, and mercies to the elect and the one-third remnant out there listening and doing this word with all faith and sincerity scattered amongst the nations and the four corners of the earth. To you I say shalom, Lord willing. This video is edifying one centered around some recent folly in the realm of Jake. Okay, this whole nigga culture is being, eradicated right in front of us. It's time continue to tick down to the end of this place, America. The Lord is destroying all the idols of this place, and the idols here, are men, right? In this place, America, people, idolize themselves, via different platforms like social media, or being a athlete or a musician of some sort, like a rapper, singers, right? These or producers, right? Diddy, these different actors. They're all being. It's like they're all being made to be nothing. Like the Lord is destroying them, on a grand scale, and He's showing them to be hypocrites and their whole image to be false, right? So this guy, Gucci Man, right, who I grew up, when I grew up, he was known to be the most gangster, biggest nigga, toughest dog type, individual, right? Promoting that whole degenerate culture of, gangsterism with Jake, right? Selling drugs, doing drugs, robbing, stealing, killing, right? Not snitching. And, turns out these guys, this guy was, or in particular, Gucci Man, he's not at all who he was proclaiming to be, right? And, the lifestyle in which he promoted wasn't what he was claiming to be. I mean, this guy went to prison and shit over the things that he was rapping about in his songs, right? Allegedly. Okay. Just like all the other people they put out there, all these plants, right? CIA-backed plants that they put out there for Jake to follow after. And turn out they are none of what you thought they was, man. Here it is, this guy, here's some tweets that he made, right? Good morning, rule number 1, never snitch. I would rather rot in prison as a man than walk free as a snitch, right? Well, apparently this guy got robbed by some crash out, degenerate rapper that he signed, right, and was extorting to, some extent. So the guy got upset and turned around and robbed him, right? And, this guy turned around and went straight to the cops. But you're supposed to be, somebody who's made a living off of promoting this whole identity of being a street dude, right? How many people grew up idolizing this guy, right? Jake, a lot of Jakes don't have father figures in the household for various reasons. So they seek out these type of influences. And he was definitely one of them, right? How many guys, how many young, Jake men grew up listening to the words of this nigga and thinking that they're doing something solid by adhering to what he's saying in his song, never snitch this, if this happened, I'm gonna handle it in the streets and all this other shit, right? And the first thing that happens with this guy is he goes straight to the cops, But you had Jake out there, because of the image that you set up for a real man to be, right? Because according, to gangster rap, right? You ain't a real man unless you out there doing some shit like destroying your own people, right? Unless you out there taking and killing your own, right? You ain't real. But here it is, you not even doing that. So the Lord is showing that the idols and the influences in this place are nothing more than just hypocrites. Right? And I'm happy to see this whole lifestyle just be destroyed, man. The Lord just really shining a light to how foolish it is and degenerate it is. Okay. And this whole black culture is just, it's no longer popular. It's not cool no more. Right? Because years ago, man, this shit was, you had niggas claiming to live and die by this wicked ass nonsense. All right? Just to turn around and find out that, your favorite rapper who you thought was, the world, nigga, grew up on his music, right? Grew up on his proverbs, right? And this nigga ain't nothing but a phony. This is Isaiah 9:16. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. See? The leaders of Israel, right? These athletes, right? They tell you what? Go dribble a ball and dedicate your life to a goddamn sport, right? Give all you have, your prime, to a sport, right? So then you could be deified in this place, Babylon. Not telling you the full thing, right? That they had to do things that behind closed doors that they would never admit to. Right? They had to do things that, if you were to know, you wouldn't even think of them, or see them in the light that you do. They leave that part out. So here it is, you dedicating your life to this shit, and you ain't got a chance in hell. Because all those that are in the places that they're in are hand selected because they're obedient to, Esau, right? To the agendas that he wants to push. And if you're not going to get there. The game is rigged. Okay, the niggas that you see on TV, the big influencers, these niggas all got blackmail videos, right? But in your face, they sit there and they, sh- shuck and jive, right? Act like they big shit because, only to a nigga are they successful, right? You look at some of these Edomites, they don't look at these, niggas as anything much. But Jake, man, to Jake, they represent something so much more. Only to find out, right, that their whole persona and life was a lie. You know? How many niggas in prison because of some, because they took some lyrics this nigga said to heart. Crazy, man. This is John. And I'm not saying, it's like Jake that did it ain't got no responsibility in it. Of course they do, right? But this is who Jake look up to, right? This is and Esau did it. They're all they're bewitched. They're under spells, but the Lord he's breaking those spells, man. He's revealing that that side that they didn't want you to see. He's showing it. This is John 8:44. Year of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it, right? And these guys go out and they do the bidding of Esau, okay? These niggas are nothing more than modern minstrel performers, right? Misleading our people, okay? Destroying the souls of our people, man. A lot of, young Jake be impressionable, right? Especially when they don't have father figures. And because of niggas like this, right? A lot of Jake don't have father figures because guess what? Their fathers were listening, growing up to niggas like this music, and they doing whole football numbers in prison, right? Because of niggas like this who tell you, who glorify the lifestyle of drug dealing, stealing, and killing, right? But they don't tell you about, how you ain't gonna get away with the shit 9 times out of 10, right? And how you gonna end up in fucking prison, right? I mean, if you got kids or something, you gonna miss their whole life. You ain't gonna know them. And they gonna grow up idolizing you, thinking that, because you not there to tell them, right from wrong, right? So then they follow in the same footsteps. And then they look at their father. Well, my dad went to prison, so it must not be that bad. And now you have a cycle. See? And these guys are nothing but CIA plants, right? It's put out there to deceive Jake, and that's exactly what they doing. And Esau give they ass a crumb for it, man. Give them just a taste of, of good living, so to speak. Give them a nice, shiny chain, and a fast car, a fat crib, and they gone. They sold out, right? And there's men like that who know the truth, Esau infiltrates anything. Anything that could be influential to Jake or that Jake is paying attention to, he's gonna infiltrate and try to misguide you. And there's guys out there. What does it say? Hey, this is it right here. This is Jeremiah 5:26. For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap. They catch men. See, and that's exactly what they do. They setting out the whole. Hey, that's why they call it trap music. And you know what? This guy Gucci man, He's one of the founding artists of that style of music, trap music, right? Trapping your ass in the system, in a unrighteous life full of sin and wickedness. You know, with demons on you because you addicted to drugs because that's what they promote. And then you selling drugs at the same time and you spreading that poison, right? But these guys, they glorify it and they popularized it through their music. Prime example, Future. This guy, you know, how many kids grew up listening to Future and shit, and now they addicted to opioids, like lean and shit. Turn out this nigga stopped doing lean years ago, but when he make a song, that's all he talking about, right? Because he's been paid to do so, to influence, you know, the youth into shit they should be doing. Okay, and then they give these niggas, you know, image, right? To make it seem like, you know, you could do it too. Drugs and shit ain't gonna slow you down. Your past ain't gonna come back to hunt you. Matter of fact, you can go to prison for 7 years and come home and everybody happy, right? Come home and be rich, hood rich, right? Jake not understanding how it really work. As a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. Therefore, they are become great and waxing rich. But the Lord is going to destroy those who mislead and misguide his flock, man. Best believe that, you know. And that's what this is the beginning of it. He's just, you know, he's going to destroy your character first, that reputation you have first, and next comes, you know, you actually, right? And all these other rappers are the same. All these other influencers, if at the forefront of their message isn't Yahweh Shemel Shah, it will be exposed and they will come to naught and it will be shown to be liars and hypocrites, man. So with that, I give all praise and glory to Yahweh Shemel Shah, Bashim Rukakudash Wa, Baba Ball, and DTA DTN.